Hello, Mike.
Hey, John.
After the events of the past 3 days and the sort of pause and things, how good was it just to sort of have a few hours of normalcy at practice today? And do you anticipate for today? I mean, practice yesterday and anticipate for today?
Well, it's good that, we are getting back to work, but at the same time, I think it was great that we could, shine a light that is desperately needed on some of the problems that we have today. And, I'm really pushing the vote, get out the vote, get to ready. If you need to scan something, scan it. Let's get as many people out to vote as we can, and use this platform for not only entertainment but also hopefully better the world. So but it's good to get back, and it's good to keep the dialogue open and keep shining the light on the things we need to shine on.
As someone who's been advocating so strongly, so often about voting rights and being active in that, to see that be part of the initiatives that the players, coaches, and the league came together on, what was your feeling that was made a priority?
Well, I think that's probably the most important thing that we can do. It's everybody has the right to constitutional right to vote, and we need to do that. We can't take it for granted, and it's the only way our democracy survives. People will get out and actually, take an hour out of your day, or 2 hours, or 10 hours, whatever it is, to vote. And be sure you can vote. Be sure that you're registered. Be sure that you plan for it, because it's the most important thing that we can do. And really proud of the Houston Rockets and the city of Houston that the Toyota Center is a voting place now, something that was needed. And really, it's not the first time you're proud of Houstonians and Houston. It's a great city. And, just work together and get people on the same page and doing the best you can. We can make it, this place a little bit better.
Thank you.
Berman?
Mike, can you talk about Russell's situation, getting him back? Will you have any time restraints, all that stuff?
Well, obviously he's better. He'll go through practice today, and if things are normal, then we expect him to be ready to go. I'm sure he'll have time restraints. We have not talked about that at all, and that won't be discussed until tomorrow. I'm planning on it, but you never know, and Russell will be hard to hold down. So I'm sure he's anxious and ready to roll.
Brian Bearfield?
Coach, can you talk about the mindset of the players after you all met privately about what's going on, especially with them having a teammate in Thabo Sefolosha that has went through police brutality?
Well, it affects everybody a little different. Some people can, compartmentalize a little bit better than others. I'm sure it's been tough on them, and it's tough being away from your family and your kids in these times. And that's one thing that I think everybody feels strongly as a parent and as a father, that, when times are tough and news is tough, that you want to be around your kids and wife and take care of them, and they're away. So it's not easy. And to be able to now get back and get to a mentality of playoffs and the level you have to be with your concentration is taxing. It is hard. It is a game. We know what we're here for, but at the same time, there is life, and each player will deal with it differently, and we'll do the best we can to help them out, and just keep going forward as best we can.
Kelly Eco?
Hey, Coach. Just how important have you seen the league as a vehicle of a platform of change and influence?
Again, like Houston, I'm just really proud to be a part of this organization that, you tried to lead, you tried to do the right thing. You're not going to always make the right step, but they seem to get it right, and we can do better. But I'm really proud of what they've done and the direction that Adam Silver and his team takes us. And it's important. It's important times, and it's important to have that leadership, and they do a great job.
Kim Davis? Hey, Mike, can you talk about just the partnership, the way that the staff and the players collectively are able to work through this? I mean, I know you have to stay locked in on basketball, but also that you guys have the kind of relationship that you can also deal with these off the court issues as well.
Yeah, the one byproduct of being in the bubble together for, I don't know how long we've been here, a couple months, I guess, or close to it. It really builds strong relationships. Going through a shared experience together gets us closer. And just the time that we have to be able to sit in the meal room and nobody's running off to any place because you got no place to go, but to be able to talk and just be able to get closer and understand their history and their family and their needs. And it's everybody. And it's not only the players and us, it's the coaching staff, the help, the staff, the other staff members. And it's just great. And it's good to get to know everybody a little bit better. And when that happens, then it makes it, on one hand, it's super to be with these guys and understanding, we all want to go forward. We all just want a better place. And, some people, it's different to other people, but there's no reason not to have empathy, keep the conversation going, learn the history, and then get out and vote. And that's what our democracy is about. And so there's some great things about being in a bubble, and I'm sure there's some things that a lot of people, me included, want to be home with their wife or family. And but this is the job we have right now. We're going to do it.
Terrence Harris.
Hey, Mike, how's it going?
Good, Terrence.
I just want to ask you, why do you feel like this platform works so well in terms of being able to, and being able to reach people and express how you guys feel, whether it be you and voting or some of the other social justice issues? Why do you think this platform works so well in terms of being able to get the word out?
Well, I think the biggest thing is obviously the NBA and the players. They have a big social media platform, and that's where the younger generation is mostly getting their news. And so I think that's huge. Then you have hours on TV, and you have, things that are a little bit different than normal, and just trying to, again, knowing that there will be mistakes made, and there'll be missteps, and but we're trying to do the right thing, and that just makes me feel good about being with the NBA and people and these players that we don't have the answers. We don't have. We know we can use the platform. We know we can have a conversation. We know that we can show the history of what's happened. Come up with all the answers. No, we're not politicians. We still are athletes or coaches and people who work in the NBA. But the minimal that we can shine a light on some very important subjects in the United States right now, and we've got to do better. Everybody's got to do better. We got to have what's going on in the last few days has just been awful, and hopefully we can get to a better place.
We'll take two more. Adam Spolin.
Hey, Mike. Did you notice in the wake of the Jacob Blake shooting that the spirit of your players dropped at all? And in the last couple of days, as everyone has met together as a league and some action has been taken, do you feel like that spirit has been revitalized any?
Well, I think the pause definitely helped. I think it's an individual basis, but sadly, some you become immune to. It's just so shocking that. But it happens every week. It happens every month, and it's just one more thing. And we just, again, everybody will handle it differently, and everybody will reach out for help or to talk in different ways. And we're just trying to be there for everybody, and the pause helped. There's no doubt about it. We're trying to refocus on what the job at hand, but there's more things important in life than going out and playing basketball. And we're trying to hit all the angles and do the right thing. And again, just going back to, you got to vote and you got to learn the history and you got to have conversations. And even though difficult as they are, you got to have these conversations, and they're real. And just to sweep it under the rug or think it doesn't exist, it's crazy. And so I'm hopeful. At the same time, we're going to use this platform. We're going to do what we think is right. At least have the conversation. That's definitely right. And at least have people open their eyes.
Last one, Brandon Scott.
Hey, Mike. You mentioned earlier that some compartmentalize better than others. What do you guys do for the ones who don't compartmentalize as well? Like, I don't know who that is on your team, but what would that look like for you guys?
Just talk, just be with them, understand, where they are or whatever. And again, the NBA does a great job of having people reach out if whoever needs to talk. And, some people spend more times on FaceTime and their families and trying to be close as they can there. Everybody's different and everybody reacts in a different way. But the conversation has to be there, and the closeness and understanding that you don't take anything for granted, how somebody feels, and just try to share. There's no way that I feel the same as some of the players. I haven't been through that. I haven't experienced that. I've never walked in their shoes, and but I can listen and I can learn and I can be a better person for it. And that's my responsibility. And I think it's everybody's responsibility. So we try to do that and just try to be better at it.
Coach, we have one more. Jonathan Fagan.
Sure.
Yeah, and just a different subject that occurred to me. When you were working and living in Arizona, did you get to know Lute Olson? And do you have any reflections that you would share?
Well, obviously, I think living in Arizona, you know who he is and has some interactions with him. Above all, he's just a great man. What he did for the University of Arizona and how he lived his life as an example. And then besides the point that he's a great coach. And, it's too bad my thoughts and prayers go out with the family. He led an amazing life. And, his son, Matty, is with his grandson, Matty, coaches with us. And these are tough times for everybody. When you're in the bubble, life goes on around it. But just an unbelievable, good man passed away. And, again, our thoughts are with the family.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Coach.
All right. Thank you.
Rockets coach Mike D'Antoni there in media availability. B-Wood, I'll start with you. Obviously played a number of years in the NBA. You've witnessed all types of situations happen off the court that affect the team. And one thing that they spoke about is working through off the court issues as a team that can potentially bring the team closer together. How do you expect everything that's happened to affect this Houston Rockets team?
Well, a lot of times when there's off the court issues, what happens is guys band together in that locker room and they really come together and they focus on basketball. And I know it sounds cliche, but guys really do that. Sometimes basketball can be that place where you can get out of your own head. Some guys have that ability, some guys don't. But as a locker room, I've experienced some things where guys will say, "Hey, man, we're gonna focus on these games. Let's go ahead and do what we're here to do." And I think that's what the Houston Rockets are going to do. Of course, that we have everything going on from that's uncomfortable, from COVID playing in the bubble to what's going on in our own communities and how we have people being treated unfairly by the police, whether we're talking about George Floyd or the current situation. There's so many situations like this that can affect guys in a different way. And then the Rockets also have, they're introducing Russell Westbrook back to the team. He's been missing for a little while also. So there's a lot of different things going on in that Rockets locker room, but they have a lot of good players. I'm sure that when these guys step on the court, they'll be ready to play. And even though a lot of stuff is going on around them, I'm sure they're going to put a great product out there on the court.
B-Wood, you're so good at this TV thing right here. You mentioned Russell Westbrook. Coach D'Antoni said they expect him to be ready, but you never know. And speaking of Russell Westbrook, we hear from him right now.